Look, I love Amazon's affiliate program. Over the years, I've sold millions and millions of dollars through the Associates program, and it's still a significant piece of our revenue. But this video is why we stopped making Amazon niche sites and probably never will again going forward. Because it's just kind of like shooting your business in the foot. No, I guess it's really like punching yourself in the face. When it comes to monetization, we follow the 30,000, 1,000 rule. By that, we mean that our goal is always for our passive sites with every 30,000 page views to bring in $1,000 per month in revenue. We don't always hit that. Sometimes we've struggled to quite get up to that number, but a lot of the times we exceed that, and it's just very normal. That's what we expect to see. If you're focused on just Amazon niche sites, you're taking those 30,000 opportunities to earn money from the audience and put blinders on to everything else and just focus on one thing. It's gonna hurt your monetization. You're just beating yourself up. So if you feel like you might be getting pigeonholed with just focusing on Amazon niche sites, in this video, Ricky and I are going to share with you our monetization strategy to hit things out of the park. Oh no. No, no, no.
What is wrong with just building an Amazon niche site?
Well, the number one thing for me is you're just leaving a ton of money on the table if you are only focused on Amazon. So many people, like just about all the passive income gurus, are just focused on Amazon and Amazon niche sites, and we're making more money from other monetization methods than Amazon. Amazon is still significant and we like it and it's a good income source, but it is more of an afterthought now, where it used to be more of a primary monetization method.
Right, and Amazon is not making the kind of money that it used to make for us in the past. The first reason for that is that they changed their commission structure a while back. It used to be that you could get about 8.25% if you were getting enough clicks and enough sales on your Amazon affiliate account.
Which we were.
But now, most genres of products on Amazon are in the 4% or less category. So imagine that. You were getting 8.5%, and then one day Amazon sends you an email, and from then on, boom, revenue is cut in half.
Speaking of, I remember that email. And, you know, it's very carefully worded. It's like, we've updated our revenue structure to better support our business. And it's like, okay, what does this mean? And then you look into it, and then okay, I'm going to lose about $10,000 a month when they sent out that email. And it gives you that sick feeling in your stomach because you're in no control. You can't do anything about it. Your business is completely reliant on their whims and decisions. But you know what I did the next day? I'm over it, because I had lots of other monetization methods. I was well diversified, and I'm really glad I spent about a year focused on diversifying. And I was so glad when I got that email that I had done so.
And it's more than just that. It's not just that they changed their commission structure, which was huge and immediate, but also people's behavior on Amazon has changed. It used to be that people would load up their carts with lots of things and then go make a purchase, partly because they had to hit that $25 break point where they could get free shipping. Well, nowadays, lots of people are Prime members.
You're buying three times a day.
Yeah,
you don't have to load up your cart to get $25.
Right, and the Amazon cookie is not a 24-hour cookie like a lot of people think it is. It lasts for 20 hours, but only until you make a purchase. As soon as somebody makes their purchase, cookie's gone. So if they make 4 purchases in the day, you only get that first one after they clicked from your website. And so just people's behavior on Amazon is causing you to get less of those other sort of side purchases that they were making that had nothing to do with the link that you sent them.
But again, the main thing is the control.
Yeah.
We just aren't willing to give up that control over our business. CamperReport.com is making over $4,000 a month from ads and $2,200 a month from Amazon. Now, I readily admit and totally recognize we can improve our Amazon earnings on that website. I think at least to be on par, maybe even to surpass if we did enough work. But that's also another point about Amazon. It does take a lot of work of testing, trying different kinds of content. What kind of products should I recommend? Whereas like ads, you just turn it on.
Yeah.
It's going.
There's one other big problem with the Amazon monetization method, especially as a primary means of monetization. And that is just the behavior that you make people do when you link to Amazon. When they click on an Amazon link, for you to make money, you have to send them away from your website. There's a lot of problems with that. One, when the traffic leaves your website, they will no longer click through to another article. They will not join your email list. They will not see your info product if you have one. But beyond all that, it also signals to Google that what the user was looking for was not your website, it was Amazon, because they bounced from your website and clicked through to Amazon instead.
When they stay on your website, when they read an article and you interlink to another page, you got another page's worth of ads that they saw. Yeah. You got another page where you could sell them an info product. You have another page where you could be getting their email address.
You can build a brand. You can get a following of people.
Yeah.
You can't do that if you're constantly just sending people away. Most of these Amazon niche sites look incredibly spammy because they're building the entire site with the purpose to send people to Amazon. Every single article is just littered with links to Amazon. And that just gives the user a bad experience.
I fully admit, like Pontoon Guide, which I made several years ago and sold years ago, that was an Amazon niche site. That was the only way it was monetized. It worked very well. I'm glad for that. There was a time that Amazon was just shipping out so much money that you couldn't ignore it. And everything else was an afterthought. But because there have been changes, and there have, it's forced us to look at other monetization methods, and now I look back to that and say, that wasn't even smart to do back then. I should have always been diversified in all my websites, even the passive ones. So let's talk about the ways that we're most excited about monetizing our passive income websites, and I do want to point that out. Passive income websites. If we're talking about authority sites, there's no question I'm most excited about info products. But for these passive income websites, ads are number one for us right now. And that's a total change for us. Really in the last year and a half to 2 years, that's kind of come on the scene for us that we've like, whoa, there are huge dollars here if you do them right. Now, I know right now there are some of you who have tried Google Ads on your website who are like, what? You think ads are the way to make money on your websites? I totally get that. I felt that way for a lot of years when I heard people doing ads as their primary method. I thought, oh, you guys are not monetizing well. But if you do it right, ads can make serious money. I mean, think the Googles, the Facebooks of the world. How do they make most of their money? Some of the biggest companies in the world, ads. There is big money into it if you do it right. And on our niche websites, it's killing it. Like Camper Report, over $4,000 a month just from ads, and we don't have to lift a finger for it.
Nope, not at all. The next that also still gets us really excited, even for passive income websites, is still info products. There are a lot of info products you can make that can be extremely passive. Once you have an info product, there is going to be some amount of customer support. People are going to have a billing or payment issue. That's going to come up. If you want it to be totally passive, pay a virtual assistant to work for 10 hours a week. That's going to be minuscule compared to what you can earn from an info product. But here we're talking about maybe ebooks, maybe an audio or a video course where they make the purchase, they get the course, and that's it. You're done with them. You don't support it any way beyond that, and it can still be very passive and make you a really, really good income.
Yeah, if you're interested in info products, if you haven't really considered that for a passive site, do check out our video that we did about how to create info products even if you're not an expert. We kind of lay out the strategy there. It's one that I think a lot more passive income websites should be looking at. It can be really cool, and it works in a lot more niches than maybe you would think if you spend some time thinking about it.
Definitely. The next one is actually still Amazon.
It's a great way. Yeah. And it is our number 3, probably of our third most that we're excited about it, but it's still a great way to monetize.
Absolutely. And Honestly, it's the best one for when you're first starting a new website. Getting good ads on a website when it has very low traffic, you're not going to get premium ads of any kind. And the income's going to be just so minuscule that it's just not even interesting. But you can make a pretty good income from Amazon even in the early days.
I should have mentioned when we talked about ads that a lot of people are resistant to having ads on their website for exactly this reason. They don't want it to look spammy. I felt that way for a long time. It's why I waited so long to start implementing good ads on my website. Two things about it. One, you don't have to load up the website. You can control how many ads you display there and just put the high value ones on there. And two, when I did implement ads on my website and, sticky footer, the whole thing, put ads, it didn't reduce the email signups, the number of people that purchased information products. All of those numbers remained constant. My bounce rate remained constant. The traffic remained constant. And it was a lesson to be like, people are used to seeing ads.
Right.
All right, the next one is just other affiliate products. Commission Junction, Share a Sale, etc., ClickBank. There are lots of affiliate programs. If you're doing anything in the outdoors niche, then maybe you want to recommend this survival knife or a survival flashlight. Go on there and see what the highest selling products are and sell them. Sometimes better than making your own info product is taking an info product that somebody has poured thousands of hours into and just perfectly optimize the conversion rate and everything, and all you have to do is link to it.
The next one, and this one is way just underutilized, but we call this productized services. The reason we call it productized as opposed to just services or consulting is in this case, you're not being paid by the hour. People can buy your product overnight. You can make money while you sleep, but there is some sort of service that you offer as part of the product or as the product itself. And so let me give you a few examples of what I'm talking about. If you have a website about careers or just getting a job, you could do a resume review service. Somebody purchases a resume review. You charge them $50, $100 or whatever. You're going to spend 20 minutes looking over their resume and write up or even record an audio review for them, walking them through the changes you would make. That's a great productized service.
Yeah, can you imagine if you just sell 3 of those a day for $100? Whoa, yep. $300 a day is a big deal,
for
and it maybe takes you an hour
and a half.
Yeah, most people are going to be very happy with that.
Yep. Okay, so if you're looking to get started and try to learn a little bit about this new strategy of what the future of internet marketing looks like, I want to invite you to go watch our webinar. You can click on the link here, go watch our webinar where we're going to give you a good introduction to our strategy for how to build helpful, passive income websites.
The webinar is long. It's an hour and 20 minutes, so set aside some serious time to really pay attention to it. But if you spend an hour doing it some night this week, I promise you will have a very different outlook on what the future of passive income websites are and how it's such a fantastic strategy going forward.